For the last 10 years of my working life, I worked with one of the most innovative companies in the world, probably. And that company would look at what the customer's needs were and make something to fit those needs. And sometimes just for one individual customer. So it's no surprise that when I see an innovative company, I want to work with them. And one such company is Tyre Glider, and I think the success story there is obvious for all to see. And the other one is Redshift. Now, as you will know from previous videos, I have the Redshift suspension stem and the Redshift suspension seat post. Now, the stem's not easy to swap between bikes, but the seat post is, so I just swap it onto whatever bike I'm riding. I love it so much. Now, here in the UK, winter's setting in. We're starting to wear our winter clothing and we're thinking about the weather turning and the nights drawing in. So I thought it was a good time to talk to you about a brand new invention by Redshift, and that's their Arclight pedals. Now, I don't use flat pedals, but I know somebody who does, and that's Wendy here.
Morning, everybody.
So we fitted the Arclight pedals to Wendy's bike and we're making some video. But I think the first thing I'll do is let the pedals speak for themselves. Redshift have sent these pedals over for Wendy to try, totally free of charge, and they've invited Wendy to make any comments that she wishes, and believe me, Wendy will tell it how it is. I think the thing is with Redshift, I rarely have to say anything negative because they've done all the thinking beforehand. They've thought, what can go wrong? How can we make sure that things don't go wrong? So they're thinking about problems before they even occur. Now, I make no apologies for being a fan of Redshift. I just love companies that think about the problems their customers have and try to solve them. It's all very easy to copy something, make a cheaper copy that probably won't last, but somebody else has done all the work. Redshift came up with this idea after reading a report from Clemson University in South Carolina. They did some tests on static and flashing rear lights, but also on lights clipped to pedals. And what they found is, overwhelmingly, the lights that were on pedals and that were therefore moving were much, much more visible than a static light. Redshift have clearly thought this through, because one thing that concerned me was that with the pedals being close to the ground, they're going to pick up dirt from the ground, from your shoes and so on. So you're certainly going to have a problem with a clip holding these in. But Redshift have thought of that. They've used magnets in this design to hold in the light unit. So there are no clips, just these very strong magnets. And as you can see, they won't drop out. So we're happy with the lights, Wendy, but what about the grip?
Looking at them, I wasn't sure, but having ridden with them, I'm amazed. They're really, really grip.
They are grippy. Good.
Yeah, superbly. Yeah, no slide at all. And you know, I've only got trainers on, sort of thing. So
a pair of these pedals weighs in at over 700 grams, but the pedals that came off weighed 325. So obviously you've got a net difference there. I don't think the weight of the pedals is going to make a lot of difference, especially if you're somebody that's touring. Where I see these pedals really coming into their own are for people that are commuting, having to ride back and forth from work in the dark, or tourers that will ride at night. But as you've seen, even in daylight, the pedals are very visible. So Wendy, you don't like riding at night.
no.
Do you think these would add to your security?
I think because some of the Let's Ride ones are Twilight ones from Bingham,
Yeah.
it's given me the confidence that maybe I could do some in the Twilight and things like that,
Yeah.
and feel that you could get there and back safely. I don't think I'm ever going to be a great night rider, but
No.
anything which means that people can see you
Yeah.
has got to be fantastic. They are really good. I would guess if you're commuting, especially as it's getting darker now, they'd be brilliant for anybody going to and from work.
Yeah.
Just that extra visibility.
One of the things I did discuss with Redshift is price. Now, if you have a look at these, they're not cheap, and that's the whole point. They're not cheap. They're designed to last a long time, and a lot of design has gone into them. You've got to think of this as a complete unit. You've got a high precision aluminium pedal, and as you've heard from Wendy, the grips are very good. You've then got 4 light modules with the smart sensors that will work out which way up they are. You've then got the charger. Now, a lot of manufacturers would just send out 4 charging leads. So you've got to find 4 USB ports to plug them into. But as you've seen here, Redshift have supplied 1 USB feeding 4 ports. So when we consider how much we pay for a bike, it's not very much money to help ensure our safety. And there's good news for those that have several bikes in the family, because you only have to buy spare pedal cages and then you can swap the lights around as required. There's 3 light modes with the Arclights. They're either solid, as you can see here, and you'll get 3 hours use from that on a single charge. There's also a flashing mode. That's going to give you 11 hours. And then there's the Eco Flash, and that's going to give you around 36 hours. You'll have to turn on all 4 of the smart lights individually, but you'll only have to do that once. And that's because they are so smart that after 30 seconds they'll automatically turn off. But if, say, you find you're stationary at traffic lights, for example, for more than 30 seconds, then just tap the pedals and they'll come back on again. And a good thing to know is that all Redshift products are now available from UK stock, so you can safely order from their website. You'll pay in pounds sterling and they'll be shipped from the UK, and it's fast delivery via Amazon. Now, I know times are tight for many of us at the moment, so I've discussed this with Redshift, and they have kindly agreed to a limited time offer of a 15% discount. So if you want to buy a set of these pedals, please take advantage of that offer. And all you have to do is click on the link either in the description or in the pinned comment. That'll take you to the Redshift website, and then use the code Ride with Roy at the checkout, and that's, each word starts with a capital letter. But if you have any problems, just let me know. But what about us clipless pedal users? You know, those pedals with clips. Well, Redshift haven't forgotten us. The good thing is these guys are all cyclists, so they understand our needs. But as you can imagine, making lights fit a clipless pedal is going to be quite difficult. Without giving too much away, what Redshift have managed to do is design a pedal that can be converted to almost any clipless type, and even a flat pedal with more aggressive grip. And without the lights, it's almost as light as a standard SPD. But Redshift know that the last thing many road bike riders want to do is add weight. So they've actually made the light units to be detachable. So if you're using your favourite road bike for a club ride, just take the light unit off. But if you're then using your favourite bike to commute to work, clip them on. It's that easy. I will be reviewing the clipless version here as soon as they're launched, so if you'd like to subscribe and hit the bell button, then you'll be informed when that comes up. And if you register with the email in the description, or indeed in the pinned comment, or hit this QR code on the screen, you'll be informed of progress. What they've sent as well, Wendy, is a backlight. That's not going to be any good to you, is it, on your bike, because you've got the radar?
No, although I could put it on the ribble because I don't always have the
Yeah.
radar on the ribble, but we could try it out in any case.
We could, yeah. But the one thing you don't really have on your other bike is a good front light.
No, that's true.
So what we can do...
No way! That's magic!
It is magic, isn't it?
How did you do that?
I didn't do it.
That's,
Some very clever people in Philadelphia did it. I think that's amazing. And it's the same system as you've got on the, you know, for charging. It's the same magnetic system that you've got on the...
dead clever.
Very, very clever. I shall continue to cycle over the winter, so I can't wait for those clipless pedals to be available. But until they are, I'll just wear as much bright clothing as possible, carry as many lights as possible. Sadly, that didn't stop me getting knocked off a couple of years ago, but unfortunately that's life. I know some of you will ride indoors over the winter. Some of you have no choice but to go out because you commute. So whatever you do, I wish you safe riding, and I look forward to talking to you next time. So they've actually made the light units to be detachable. So if you're using your favourite ride boat, so if you're using your favourite ride boat, so if you're using your favourite road bike